Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Advanced Wars Daisy Ruin Tiny Wars replay. Spawn on the right side as the green Waylon, we got Roykirk. Spawn on the left side as the yellow Judy, we got Battleship Potemkin. Potemkin? Oh, I butchered that name well enough, like I do with all names. When it comes to COs, Judy's of course a custom CO, has a reduced boarding cost of 30%, 3 radius, no expansion, no energy. She provides all units plus 1% firepower, plus 10% defense, and you get 30% salvage. No power, nor superpower. Waylon is been buffed from the cartridge counterpart, has reduced boarding cost of 30% as well, to radius 30, 60, 60. And all units in his CO zone gets plus 10, plus 10. All air units get additional plus 20% offense, plus 50% defense. And for superpower, makes all that global, barring the fact that defense for areas get boosted to an absurd 300%. So, let's go and get started. Air infantry for both players, of course that's turn 1, nothing too significant. Couple more infantry units there. I don't think much for me to say in the early capturing game. The capturing cities. What is more to say? This map does have 3 bases, 1 airport. It does have a bit of a strong side, weak side mechanic. Got the strong side of 2 bases versus the weak side of 1 base. Airport's technically on the weak side as well, but you don't necessarily build from the airport every single turn. Though Waylon will likely go a bit more heavy in aircraft, will be dusters with battlecopters. Couple bikes there. Additionally, the HQ is on the weak side for both players and a little off the side as well, so could be captured. Infantry bike. Got a recon, infantry, and bike. Looks like Judy captured a decent amount of properties right now, 13 versus 13. Yellow's player's username is named after the 1925 Soviet silent epic film. Not familiar with that one. Though to be fair, I don't really know many Soviet films. Only thing I know about the Soviet Union when it comes to art is Tetris. Battlecopter, infantry. And like there's going to be CO loaded battlecopter there. Judy should definitely go for anti-air rather soon. In December, said film turns 100. Nice. It's strange. We got films actually starting to turn 100, isn't it? Let's see, I don't know when the first movie was ever made, or film in general. Like actual, like, meant, not necessarily as a demonstration, like as more of a commercial product, back in what was called Nickelodeons, when their videos cost a nickel to, for entry. And again, I think like the first films, or commercial films, if you even call that, is like a horse running animation. Oh yeah, now I remember as well, Steamboat Willie's now public domain. What was the channel? Corridor Digital? I think after Steamboat Willie became commercial domain, they just immediately upload the film to YouTube just as is. Since it's commercial public domain, nobody has ownership, so you can repost that film free from copyright. Double anti-air and tank, very nice. Judy has her tank loaded right there. Waylon's being aggressive, just be careful about anti-airs. You can see this battlecraft has 70% defense. Tank recon. Nice early pick there. Get a bit of a salvage. Took out 5,500 funds right there, which does correlate to 20% of that is. Damn, that's actually not really easy math to do off the top of my head. So 1,500 with additional 500, so 30. So 300, 150. So 1,650 funds on 5,500 damage. And of course, there's also bike out damage here. That may have been from the previous one though. Tank, anti-air tank. Battlecopter head down south the winter. Couple picks on the infantry units there. This tank is out of range of this tank. And to have early dust deploy about Judy, not a bad idea versus Waylon. Not to mention there's plenty of infantry for it to hit in the meantime. Battlecopter infantry and medium tank. And Waylon does pull back the battlecopter. Both players have 0 energy. Well, it would make sense why Judy has 0 energy. Tank, artillery, anti-air. Good shots there. Artillery, medium tank. This anti-air could range the Duster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, there's too many poor terrain in front of it. Oops, deletes that tank there. Battlecopter pushes forward, gets a good shot there. Does manage to take out Judy's CO unit now. And the anti-air does get a good shot there, but likely be tagged by this tank here. I don't think pushing that anti-air forward like that was a good idea, since it's now range his opponent's tank, and knocking out that tank allows Duster to just have free reign over this region. There's another anti-air in the reserve. Rocket, mech, infantry, and battlecopter. Waylon has 24,000 income, so does Judy. Decides to load herself up to medium tank. Looks like she does go ahead and charge into no man's land in range of these tanks. So both players now have, or at least we do have, I don't know what was going with that thought, my apologies. Waylon does have a rocket now pulled on the field. Maybe we can get on top of this bridge, a good firing spot. Don't know if it would be a great firing spot for it. Medium tank, artillery. Gets a good shot there. Waylon charges for his battlecopter, gets good strike on the anti-air and on that tank there. Very nice. Getting up to 29 energy. Good shot there. And getting more energy generation thanks to larger radius. Good shots there on the medium tank. Here, battlecopter recon mech. This area is a full sea tile, so next we have to cross the river. Don't worry, they're just carrying really heavy equipment. Don't mind them walking the muck. Good counterattack there. Judy has, of course, now medium tanks, the CO medium tanks supporting each other, allowing her to get a decent amount of salvage going. Do now have a war tank now being pulled up north. Help stabilize this region. Waylon could get his superpower next turn, but popping it to only affect his own CO units, not super important moment. He has to be aggressive, use it to allow his Battlecruisers take some hits if they're becoming a lightning strike. Good shot there. Looks like it is out of range of this anti-air as well, thanks to being surrounded by rivers. Or over a river, I should say. Rocket does strike the infantry unit there. And looks like Waylon's going to just set up in this area with a rocket and keep hold of this region. Goes for another battlecopter, rig, tank, and bike. Goes for a rig, probably for a forward temporary report to support his aircraft. Does get a decent shot there onto his command copter. Does enter the war tanks or into the range of the artillery. That may not be a great idea. If Waylon wants to ignore some of these aircraft, he can pop his superpower to get the extra defense. Now there's a duster there, and that is beyond the mountain, so maybe a good idea to actually pop the superpower so the battlecruisers can just charge forward and ignore the duster. Guess we'll just wait and see. He does pop the superpower. I am curious about the artillery. Good amount of damage there. Okay, so that battlecopter, good striking there on the war tank. Rig advancing. I'm almost about to sneeze again. Sacks the tank. Excuse me. Is that Judy's medium tank? Rocket advancing. The Duster could strafe the rocket. Not so sure how much damage the Duster does to a 2 defense star rocket with a superpower active. Not great. It's primarily meant to just only strafe infantry and, of course, aircraft. It's the bike there. It's the anti-air. A lot of units in the range of artillery, so normally push the tank into the range of artillery is probably not a great idea. If it does in the anti-air, not like it's going to pull out a battlecopter or something right there. But it does pull out a battlecopter or something right there. I should mention how little damage these units would do to the battlecopter's extra defense. Oh well. Didn't even bother to use the had the Duster take the battlecopter because it was going to do no damage. Trying to capture the HQ. We'll see if this is successful. We'll take an extra turn since it's at 8 health. Lots of good damage there, even besides machine gun down this tank, leaving it at 9% health. Decent amount of mechs up here as well. Battlecopter, tank, infantry, and tank. Artillery does strike the artillery. They got the anti-air. Duster will strike the battlecopter. Duster is down to 22 fuel, not too much remaining. Takes another battlecopter there. Rocket may want to target down the anti-air. Could go for the medium tank. Taking out the anti-airs could allow his battlecruisers from getting into air superiority. Duster can strike the Duster. Mech, battlecopter, tank, infantry. Does go for the medium tank there. Battlecopter's gonna just wound everything. Duster does finish off that Duster. We have 2 anti-airs in the region. Probably did not need to take time and use the anti-air or asses to strike the anti-air or the Duster. Could just use the anti-air to hit the Duster. Could just use Duster to hit the Duster and then hit the other targets. Let's pull out that region there. Tank, battlecopter, tank, mech. Judy's command, anti-air infantry 4. Takes out some units there. Takes the artillery. Lots of small units being picked off there. Waylon feels like seeing a massive loss this turn. We'll go capture this property up north. Waylon right now is 26,000, almost 22,000 income. But it's got knocked down to 90,000 versus 100 and... 135. He took a lot of losses that turn. Oh, my apologies, hit my microphone pretty hard there. Rocket strikes the artillery. Duster goes in to finish off infantry. Battle to finish off medium tank. Anti-air gets struck. Mech advances across the mountainside. Anti-air, another battle to push way forward, and tank is advancing. Battlecopter, mech, tank. Rocket finally goes down. Here's another battlecopter. Lots of losses there. Thanks to C-Tile, this mech is not in range. CO's another battlecopter. Mech finish off the anti-air. Duster finish off artillery. Tank finish off artillery. Or anti-air. Lots of good picks down the south. And Judy only has one anti-air. So Duster, who's now maximum veterancy, is reigning supreme. Now, of course, with the battlecopter push forward. Waylon's got a good core of tanks advance way forward. And the war tanks up to 5 health now. Artillery, battlecopter, tank, and mech. Artillery would be a good spot beating right down the horse with the time frame. And anti-air, tank, and infantry. Waylon's command copter does get a good strike there. Mech hits that infantry there. Takes out the battlecopter. Battlecopter, tank, mech. Good shots there. When no longer has Duster down south, was destroyed. And just rotating some anti-airs down south. Good number of Waylon battlecopters over here, as well as a good number of mechs. Tank, anti-air, infantry. Right now at 140 plus 103 starting, so Waylon's still about a turn behind. There's some of those units there. Battlecopter, tank, anti-air, and another mech. I don't think I've ever seen Waylon go for this many mechs. Tank does get taken out there. Battlecopter, one health battlecopter was pulled back out into the airport, so taking the time to get that repaired on up. Does get a good strike there on that battlecopter, and the other battlecopter will be knocked out. Anti-air will be a ranged Duster, and the tanks should be a ranged anti-air. allowing Waylon's battlecruppers to rain a bit more easily. We've almost got the Judy's anti-air in the center. A lot of units exploding. Does get a good shot there on the Duster. Does manage to pop the superpower. I didn't realize he had that much energy. It wasn't paying close enough attention to that. Now his battlecruppers are highly bullet resistant. Of course, does get +10 global as well. Tank, mech, and battlecopter. You can see here, these battlecopters now have +3 to 10% defense, so this buff Judy anti-air will only do 35 damage to him. Decent amount of damage, but not spectacular. So it's going to do more damage in retaliation, but that battlecopter takes quite a bit of beating there. You now have the missile ready to shoot down to civilian airliners. Bike, tank. But his copter does get a good shot there. Get a nice 15 early energy. Strikes Judy's command anti-air, as well as that anti-air. Mech takes a shot there. 1 health tank does finish that one off. 5 health mech gets a good shot there on the artillery. Battlecopter, artillery mech. Waylon's command copter does manage to get finished off there. Battlecopter, tank, anti-tank, and bike. Does some of the anti-air there. Mech finished off the infantry there. Mech is good strike on the anti-air. Right now, Waylon's at 86,000. Of course, day-to-day versus 123. He is still behind. Battlecopter sacks himself on the infantry unit there. Anti-air, battlecopter, mech, and mech. She just lower herself up another tank. Good strikes there. Battlecopter. Bike, anti-air, infantry. Waylon's train of mechs are still going. Got mech, rig, battlecopter, and recon. And it looks like Judy's asking for resign. Or was that the Waylon? Wasn't sure. Don't remember the name. I was too busy reading the rest of the message for guy to look at the name. Got multiple properties down south being captured. Judy's feels like ever better position. She has 153 in the field versus 79. And it looks like Judy declines to end the game, so it looks like it was Waylon trying to request the game to be ended. Okay, that just would be annoying. Battlecopter, mech, anti-air, and mech. Anti-air tank rig. Battlecopter gets a good strike there. Waylon's at 12 energy at the moment. Decides not to drop off that mech there. Probably good to drop off the mech. Playing as Waylon, thinking as Waylon. Great. And Waylon does go ahead and resign. It's Aaron Grade saying, "Keep watching," and on to the next replay.